Okay, here we go. You show me, I'll show you mine, you show me yours. Okay, so today we're going to have a look at the mini survival kit. That's what people call the mini survival kits. I actually think of it more as a utility kit. Because, like I said, me and my buddy started making them when we were teenagers a long time ago. And over the years, the decades, I found that you don't use it so much in survival situations as you do in everyday things like, you can go fishing, you take it fishing, hunting, that kind of thing, and you don't always remember to take everything along. And so comes in handy. There's a bunch of things you can use every now and then out fishing and hunting, camping. So I tend to think it towards my utility tin more than my survival tin. So this is the way you should do it, in a plastic bag. So you got something to, when you start unloading it, so you got something to put the stuff in. Plus it's an extra bag for water or forage or whatever. So this is what it looks like. Now these are elastic bands I got around here. There's probably just enough elastic bands on here to make a reasonable slingshot for small game like gophers and squirrels, rodents, that kind of thing, small birds, robins, pigeons, those kind of things. Pigeons if you hit them in the head. So that's what the elastic's about. I'd like to use more of them, but I'll probably get around to doing an episode, a few things on slingshots, slings, and bolos too eventually. There's everything in the kit you need here with these elastics to make slings, a sling, slingshot, or bolo. The only thing I don't have is some kits, some people put a little leather pouch just for that purpose to make a slingshot or bolo. These would probably make enough. There's enough there that I could weave a pretty good, two pretty good elastics and make a pretty good slingshot. So on the bottom, as you can see, I want to make sure we're still running. Okay, gotta hurry this along. I might have to break this into a couple episodes. On the bottom, I got plastic tape. I don't know if you can tell. It's each piece is shorter as you work your way up. That makes it easier to peel off. You don't peel off everything, but they're all the same in length pretty much down this end, but they get shorter as you come to the top. So it makes them easier. And I could take a shot at making a slingshot pouch out of that, maybe. Cut it off so it's all thick, use the whole thing, heat up a nail and melt a hole for the string. May work, may not. Okay, so, the can. It's maybe a little bigger than an Altoids can, but I like it. I guess a friend of mine gave it to me. His mom had a few of them. I guess when he used to take a trip on an airplane, they would comp you with little kits of stuff like, I don't know, tissues or mints, candy, something like that. And so that's where this is from. It's from the early days of flight. So she's got it sealed up with the electrician's tape on the back. We'll take this off. I would want to show off my little kit here forever. Okay, so you got a few lines of tape. Now, if you are stuck in a bush situation for a few days, no rescue, you save everything. And the way you save this tape after you take it off is you get a twig and you put it around like that. Get a branch or something around. And you save all your tape. No, I don't know what you might use it for. It actually could be used as cordage. But anyways, that's what you do. You wind up the whole thing, save your tape. So, into the kit we go. Okay, first of all, in the lid. In the lid here we got 2 sewing needles, 2 safety pins, 3 small framing nails with the heads cut off. You could use them as a nail, or as I showed you earlier, they can be used for arrowheads to give you more penetrating power. And here I have 12 J-hooks, so I'll probably try to put a still in that. So that's 12 J-hooks in there. So now, in the rest of the kit, we have the knife. And the saw, this is just a hacksaw blade. And this is just an ordinary box cutter knife. It's the full blade. You put some white plastic tape handles on both of them. The nice thing about this is if you dull this end, either one of these, you can carefully remove the tape, put it on the other end, and you're good to go again with a sharp blade and a sharp saw. So that's that, the saw. Here we have, oh, maybe that's off screen. Maybe right there is better. Let's put that pile of elastics. Okay, now here we have the batteries for the flashlight. Okay, and now this is just kind of a face filler. My buddy Dave, who I said we started this, he passed away a few years ago. I'm kind of doing this in his memory because we had a lot of fun hunting, fishing, camping over the years ever since we were kids. When we were teens, and he actually did get in a bush situation once. They hauled their boat up in a lake up north on a fishing trip, and the boat sank and they got stranded on a little island. All they had time to grab was their coats and their fishing gear before the boat went down. And they lived on fish and crayfish and seagulls for 3 days till somebody came along and picked them up. He didn't have a survival kit, but his fishing kit's pretty much rigged out with pretty much the same stuff, so he managed to save that. They did okay for hunting and foraging food, but he said the thing he missed the most, and he would have killed for it on it, was salt and pepper. So just in case I ever get in that situation, I got a little bit of salt and pepper. After that, he always had a little salt paper, a little square salt shaker and pepper shaker in his fishing kit. So that's what that is, and it helps fill up space. Okay, there's salt and pepper. No, this is cordage. Typical cordage like this stuff. Modern cord. I figure it's about a 150-pound test. You'll notice there's part of a balloon, the neck of a balloon wrapped around. That's for first aid. If you cut yourself and you need to keep working, you can stretch that over your finger and it'll keep you dry, and maybe tape it on either end as long as it's not too tight. So that's part of first aid. Let me show you a tip about this string. If you need be, you can unwind, you can unbraid the 3 strands, and you have not bad fishing string. Actually, by itself, it's not bad fishing string. We used to have this old 100-pound green line, and it's about the same diameter, and I bet you it's like 150, 175-pound test. So one of these would probably be 50 pounds, and they're not a bad fishing line, especially at night. So you can unbraid that. Of course, if you're making arrows like I did in an earlier episode, you would unbraid this and use this to bind the end of the arrowhead, or those kinds of things. And you can undo the cord for, make small cord for all. The other thing is, though, tie a knot in it, and you would, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5, this unbraid 4 or 5 times this length. And you see here, I got three of different lengths. You can put a fish hook on each one and some bait and throw it out for a knife line. Triple your chance of catching them. You'd make them different lengths. Like maybe you'd make this one just short like that. This one you'd make maybe 4 or 5 feet long. This one's 6, 7 feet long, so they're spaced out pretty good. Throw that out and leave it overnight. That's what you can use that for. Okay, what else we got in the kit? Let's go for the clip and the little light. You've seen the light before and the clip demoed before. So we'll put that, I hope those are on screen. Make sure we're running. I'm really paranoid about my camera not running, especially this. I don't want to repack this whole thing for another demo. So there's the cordage, the flashlight and the clip. Super glue, that's also first aid. A lot of people don't know it, but super glue was invented for battlefield wound dressing in Vietnam, to glue wounds close really quick. So you can cut yourself pretty good if you glue it up right away before it bleeds too much. You can do it while it's bleeding. It stings like hell, but you get some super glue in a cut, hold it closed. It'll take eventually, as long as you don't stick your other fingers. You gotta be careful of that. And then you take a piece of whatever kind of tape, this kind of tape, or whatever you got, the black tape, and you wind that around really tight, and you can keep working. So that's what that is. That's part of first aid. Also, whatever you use super glue for, and a fire accelerant if you need to. If you needed to start a fire, if you were really desperate to start a fire cold and things were tough, you could use this like alcohol to start a fire, or gel. Okay, what else we got in here? Oh, we got our fire stick. Everything important has a little string around, not a very strong string, but enough. You don't want to get bulky, but this enough to go around your neck. This is the fire stick, the sparky stick, and you use the hacksaw for the... Oh, let's see if I can get this to go. There we go. So that's the sparky rod for starting fires. What else we got in here? Oh, let me go grab some. This is a key that's been converted into a drill bit, a finger drill bit. It's just ordinary brass key. It helps if you get ones the right shape. They'll do it at a key shop. They'll grind one down thin like this for you. Just pay $3 or $4, whatever you do for a key, and then put a little point on it yourself. And it's a hand drill. It's to drill holes. It takes a while, but it's better than nothing at all when you want to drill a hole in something, especially in a piece of wood. Anyways, you get the idea. That's the key drill. What else we got in here? The candle. Now this